Hey, what's up, everyone? Okay, here's a quick review of the making of original Dungeons and Dragons 1970 through 1977 from Wizards of the Coast. This is for the 50th anniversary. Yep, that's the 50th. It's probably backwards on my phone, but so be it. I've got one tip for you when ordering this, and this may, if you read some of the negative reviews about this product, it's about the shipping. I've got a tip for you about that to that could probably resolve that. Also, another thing that I recommend in conjunction with this book, there's actually another book written by the person that did most of the work compiling all of this, John Peterson. So first, let me start with that. Okay, so it's a book called Game Wizards by John Peterson. It's basically about the origins of really not just D&D, but it also goes way back to the origins of wargaming, because you got to really have an understanding of that. But it goes from really year to year, from the basic ideation of really D&D with Gary Gygax and Chainmail, which was a wargaming system, and how Arneson kind of became part of his group and kind of incorporated that with his Blackmore, which really gave it the role-playing aspects where you kind of had a referee, and that's what they would call it before a game master, and you had the creation of actually characters, and they could actually level up, because before that it was just miniatures, and you had armies kind of battling each other. So he gave it that, but what you see is that really there couldn't have been one without the other, and it's kind of like Jobs and Wozniak with Apple. So you kind of had Jobs was like a Gygax, and then Arneson was like Woz. However, he was like Woz with a guy with the Jobs ego. So you had this clash of kind of egos between the two. So it's really interesting, and it goes all up until like 85 or so. When Lorraine Williams came in and kind of actually saved the company because it was going under, and just all the really bad business decisions and everything. Okay, going back to this. This takes it from 70s to 77, and you really see the history. Now I heard someone say that, a lot of this stuff you can get PDFs of it, but this is just a beautiful book. It's got reprints of like all the original box set, the original supplements like Eldritch Wizardry. It's got the first printing of the original first draft of D&D, and it's got all these like copies of a lot of the fanzines, and it goes from the very, very origins of it. That's got the original Blackmore campaigns, letters from Arneson and Gygax, and their articles they had in these little kind of like mail order fanzines that maybe had like 80 or 100 readers at the most, because it's a really small niche group of people. But you also have historical context written by John Peterson, and if you just see like PDFs or whatever, you don't get all of that. So this does have historical context. It kind of tells you what's going on, and it's just so interesting seeing the whole evolution of everything. Love this book. Also, the outer cover is kind of it comes shrink wrapped, and the back within the shrink wrap is just your kind of summary of what it is, kind of your your summary. I got to cover up the barcode here, but kind of like that. But on the flip side is an original D&D character sheet, and look at this. I mean, just look how bare bones this is, and that was it. There wasn't a lot to it. It's really evolved a lot, but this is just if you're a fan, if you're interested in the history, you want to see the true origins of everything. Like the first draft of D&D actually has not only the first draft, but also the handwritten notes from Arneson and Gygax, regarding the first draft. So it's just really interesting. I really recommend both. If you read this is a must-have. If you get this and you want even more and more context and really a year-by-year breakdown of everything that happened, and it really tells you about not just the product. This is product-based. this really tells you about the other people, the whole history of TSR. So both great books, highly recommended. I'm so happy with this. I've already read like the first chapter. I'm really digging into it, and getting the original box set, and maybe a bucket list thing, but it ain't cheap getting one in good condition. Okay, so anyway, that's the oh, it's heavy. Oh, my one tip for this: when you order this, I would order this standalone. So I would get this. You can see it's a big, thick, heavy book. This came in a book mailer. Now the complaints that I see with most negative reviews are that these arrived damaged. And I imagine a lot of these were like you ordered multiple things and you had a big box with multiple stuff in it and this slid around and got damaged. If you order it by itself, the chances are going to be, I'd say, more likely that this will be in a protected box mailer. You can see I received this with no damage at all. And let me tell you, I owned a hobby, well, actually it's a comic shop, and you wouldn't believe just shipping from the manufacturer how many, not only comics, but books and things like this that would arrive damaged just from shipping from the distributor to the retailer. So imagine, a lot of the books they get direct from Wizards of the Coast are, likely damaged as well. But anyway, that's just a FYI. If you order this just by itself, standalone, with nothing else in your cart, when you place the order, where this is the only thing in the shipment, the odds are higher that they'll be more protected than if it was bundled in with a bunch of other items in the box. So that's just my tip. And again, Game Wizards, totally recommend this as well. Anyway, that's just wasn't as quick as I thought it'd be, but that's kind of my overview of these books.